All right, and we have arrived at my favorite part of the show, thing that always gets me hype about our next game. So we're going to talk about a few things that need to happen Saturday. Couple offensive players that need to step up, and as well as on defense and special teams. And then at the very end, what everyone wants to hear, the score prediction. So let you go ahead and start this off with who needs to step up on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say two different players. Jack Doyle's number one. I just think we need him to have those big third down catches and just be reliable as he usually is. And then the other player, Naheem Hines. I just think we're gonna need him all over the field, whether it's returning punts, going out to wide receiver for screens, just helping, just giving our offense a boost. Bring him in with Jonathan Taylor to take some of the load off of Jonathan Taylor. I just think
Yeah,
those two players are going to be very crucial for the game.
yeah,
Uh, Saturday.
yeah. I for sure would agree because I think we would both agree who the Pats are going to be putting on Pittman. I think that will be J.C. Jackson, and it's going to be a
Hmm.
difficult matchup for Pittman to be going at. So if we can't get the ball to
Yeah,
Pittman, I don't. From what I've seen, I mean, with us having two big tight ends, I think Judon is going to be more focused on getting to Wentz than guarding a tight end. So I for sure would agree with
yeah,
getting the ball to Doyle, whether it's finding him on those 5 yard short passes is where we always find him in the middle of the field, or 20-yard out route where he was able to get a few touchdowns in the Bucks game.
yeah. I'd like to see him play like he did against Tampa Bay. He was really balled out that game, and that long touchdown pass, I think, is a wheel route. That
Yeah,
was a huge play.
yeah, yeah. So as for the defensive side of the ball, um, I would say the two players that need to step up are both of our D tackles, uh, DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart. Um, for anyone that has really watched the Patriots play this year, I think everyone knows how good Mac Jones is. I mean, most likely will end up being the offensive rookie of the year. But the one thing that he struggled with in his rookie year is being under pressure in the pocket. Almost always will get nervous and try to throw the ball away quickly. So if we want to keep Mac from getting hot, I think what needs to happen is Buck and Grove, they need to be in that pocket every single time, swarming him to make sure that he doesn't get those 50-yard dime balls that he's had to Kendrick Bourne throughout the season, because that's exactly what happened against Tennessee. And need to be keeping an eye on Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry as well, because those are their three passing targets that he's going to be looking to get the ball to.
Yeah, definitely. And I think DeForest Buckner, he's going to get a lot of. I mean, Bill Belichick's going to key on him, so he may open up a lot of pass rush for different players
Yeah,
like Quiddy Pay or Grover Stewart, like you said. So
yeah,
his presence is always big because he gets so many double teams and it just opens up so much for the rest of the defense line.
right. Yeah, whether that's Muhammad, who we've seen get a lot of sacks this year, who's improved a lot. Grove, and as you mentioned, Quiddy, who I believe to this point in the season still leads all rookies in quarterback pressures. So
Hmm.
it's going to be fun to see little rookie on rookie battle between Jones and Pay. Who's going to step up more? If
Hmm.
Pay's going to pressure him enough, or if Jones is going to do what he does.
Yeah, definitely. And I'd like to see us bring some cornerback blitzes and send Kenny Moore some because
Yep.
I feel like he's really good at rushing the quarterback and getting sacks. I just don't think we've done it as much this year because we have a pretty stacked defensive line, but we're going to need big plays like that and
Yeah,
just him to have a huge game against the Pats.
for sure. Yeah, and I would say Kenny Moore's name, that dude is still not being mentioned nearly enough in the league. Literally, no one
Yeah,
is talking about him. They're more focused on talking about Micah Parsons and J.C. Jackson than Kenny Moore's name has just not been mentioned enough at all.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't make the Pro Bowl this year, then I don't even know what to do with the NFL.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think he just kind of gets not as much respect because he's a nickel corner, which I mean
right,
is honestly just as hard as position
correct.
as I don't know. I don't know if it's as hard, but it's still pretty challenging
Yeah, I
as
mean,
just a
you've
regular corner.
working in the slot, you gotta either you're going up against a big tight end that will get thrown into the slot, or you're going against one of the fastest dudes on the field.
Yeah,
So Kenny
and a
has
lot of
got his
bigger
hands full.
yeah, a lot of bigger people too, like tight ends split out
Right,
there and stuff.
right. Yeah, Kenny has for sure had his hands full throughout the season and stepped up a lot as what we saw he did against the Texans when we had the shutout first
Yeah,
back to
first
back
play of the game.
possessions, an interception, then a forced fumble the very next drive. Would definitely love
Yeah,
to see him do that again against Mac.
yeah, we're gonna need turnovers for this game.
Yeah, for sure. And limiting turnovers on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, definitely. Can't
Yeah.
give Belichick free free possessions like that.
No, because he'll do exactly what Brady did against us, and let's take advantage of any opportunity that he can get.
Yeah,
So talked about offense and defense. Also, let's not forget about special teams because that's clearly been a big piece of our team this year and why we've been able to get some of the victories that we have. Um, so we're going to be missing a crucial player on our special teams that had the blocked punt earlier this season. Zaire Franklin was placed on the COVID list, which leaves it open to everyone else on the special teams to step up. Which two players do you believe that'll be?
definitely EJ Speed, and then probably Doolin. I mean, I remember Doolin had a crazy coverage sack on kickoff not too long ago, and we're just
Yeah,
gonna need those too. I mean, EJ Speed's always making plays on special teams. I think special teams is going to be a really big part of the game, especially with a team like New England,
right.
who's so good on special teams. Like
Yeah. Their punter
we
had
have
the
to,
punt to the freaking 1 yard line.
yeah. And then Slater, like they really buy into special teams and really
Right.
believe that it does help your
Yeah.
team win. So we're gonna have to definitely be dialed in on the special team side of the ball and not have any muffed punts like we did get against Tampa Bay because that just can't happen. You're not going to win if you do stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I still can't get over that with Hines because, I mean, in my opinion, he's one of the most underrated punt returners in the league. And that muffed punt that he had in that game might have been the biggest crucial turnover because that's what got them their field goal.
Yeah, it definitely was. And then again in the red zone, Wentz did get strip sacked, but we just left, had too many mistakes. But that muff punt definitely did kill us.
Right.
And it was just kind of awkward. Like it looked like he shouldn't have fielded it, and like he knew. Like
Yeah.
he kind of does field a lot of them. And I'm like I'd fair catch it.
Yeah.
I think even
Yeah.
wasn't it that game where he just got smoked, like didn't fair catch and got hit, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd him rather have him muff that than the one he muffed, by
Oh,
just
yeah.
getting smoked.
Yeah.
But I guess
For
at the
sure.
end of the day, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, Naheem Hines has done so much, so I can't really blame the loss just on him.
No. And he will, as you said, he's going to be a big piece of that game.
Yeah,
I would love to see him in the slot a lot
yeah,
because when you have the amount of speed that we have out there, Ty getting his speed back, you throw Hines into there with Campbell, or not Campbell, sorry, Doolin and
Doolin.
Pittman, four fast dudes coming at you. It's
Yeah,
going to be pretty hard to stop, especially then when you got to deal with two big tight ends and Doyle, Mo Alley Cox as well.
yeah. And I also really like when we bring him back to the backfield with Jonathan Taylor. I just think
Yep.
it's like having two running backs like that in the backfield just very intimidating for a defense.
Yeah.
And then the wildcat formation, obviously, is super cool in the goal line where Hines is a quarterback. It's an
Right.
RPO. Like they're both
Yeah.
amazing running backs. So pick your
Yeah.
poison.
Yeah. I was watching that replay earlier today where we had that touchdown in the goal line against Tennessee. Game we ended up losing, but
Yeah.
direct snap to Hines and the handoff to Taylor. If I was a defensive player, I would not know what to do. Even
Yeah.
if I was a star linebacker, just seeing two fast, really talented running backs coming at you when you got them and a read option. I would definitely love
Yeah.
to see that play on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll be there. So for any Colts
Yeah, we will.
fans that will be seeing this video or watching the game Saturday, we will be sure to make plenty of noise for you guys.